because there's nothing more to say about the situation. So the score, for those who have not been keeping up with the game, is 3-1 for Monaco. And it's not only the scores that is speaking volumes. It's also the fact that we are playing a very sloppy kind of football. There's a lot of mistakes. Oliver, you said you weren't going to join. So
just kidding.
I guess I can ask you what are your thoughts, but I have a pretty good guess. But go for it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there's not much to say that we didn't play football.
Yeah.
In this 45 minutes we just watched, and it was pretty lucky that we have one goal at least.
Yeah.
And it was not due to good football. It was maybe a little bit of a momentum we had, but we have no defense. We struggle a lot. People are not coming home fast enough. So what to say? Of course, Monaco will dominate when we play like that.
Yeah, and it's very surprising to see like kind of sloppy football like this. Like, no matter how much I love Neymar, and I'm not at all one of those who think he's not a good player for PSG right now. What he's performing is just abysmal. I don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know what's going on in his life, but sometimes he makes these passes that are just either for no one or worse for like a Monaco player. And he's not the only one to do it, but it's more striking when he does it because, he's Neymar. So, hey, Ashraful, how are you doing? Still with us?
Yeah.
Barely.
Contrarily to PSG players, we actually go through with things. We, even when it's tough, we show up. So do you guys think we should change any players? Ashraful, who should come off? Who should come on? Who is the key to this disaster?
Let's first let me see the substitutes. I didn't see the substitutes. Just a minute. Now we have to change with Shabu. The second goal conceded for his fault.
So I think you have some connection issues, Ashraful. Maybe you can try to come in
Yeah.
and out. And yeah, so Ashraful was starting to talk about Bichabu. Oliver, do you feel he should come off? Has he lost all his confidence?
Yeah, I think he's proven a lot that he's not ready to take on a partnership with Marquinhos. So right now, at the moment, it will just be worse to let him play. He also needs some good experiences as well. And if we just look like you never played in defense before, it's better to come off.
Yeah, let's not
and I
shell
think
shock
that
him.
I think he had plenty of chances to prove himself now. So yeah, like we always say, it's the time now to prove.
Yeah. So Ashraful, you were talking about Bichabu. Who do you want to come on for him?
I will choose Ramos. I see in the last minute of first half, Ramos is running to the sidelines. So I think Ramos should come.
Yeah.
And Dembele is good. I don't have any word for him. Dembele is doing good. He's pressing, he's defending. But Galtier have to change in midfield too. I told you before, if we concede, that will be a quick counter, and all 3 goals are come from a quick counter.
Yeah. It's is Nuno Mendes on the bench?
Yeah. Nuno Mendes, Ashraf Hakimi, even Mbappe also on the bench.
Yeah, I think maybe Nuno Mendes could do a lot of good for this team, because Bernat, I don't really see what he's bringing to the table, and I would really like to see someone who can bring a bit more offensive power. Like, I think Pembele is bringing this small degree of offensive power, and if we had someone who could do the same on the other side, it would give us a lot of breath. So I hope this maybe this substitute could be possible. So I don't know. Do you think this could help us or not at all?
I think it's gonna be tough
Yeah.
because it's like a whole team effort. So bring in one or two players, maybe it will stop the goals, but I think it's pretty much hard for us to win the game at this moment. I don't know if you can say the mission is right now to don't make a fool of ourselves and just yeah. But the good thing is that we have something to work with. There's plenty of things that we have to take up and Galtier have to take up.
But I feel
yeah.
the stressful thing is, yeah, we have a lot to work on, but I'm very unsure of what it is we have to work on. Like, I'm saying, oh, Neymar is not as precise as he usually is. Jan says, no, but he's not the problem. And sure enough, we have lots of bigger problems. So Neymar isn't, he hasn't made some big mistakes, but he hasn't offered many solutions. And everyone says that, oh no, the problem is because, we have bad strategy or not enough motivation. But it's at the end of the day, it's impossible to know. I don't know where to start to fix this problem. It seems to be kind of everywhere.
I think the problem has two sides. One side, we haven't much effective substitute. We don't have effective substitutes, and the main problem is injury.
Yeah, but still, I mean, we do have a very we still have a very deep bench. I mean, we have Hakimi and Mendes on our bench. We have so much quality. I don't understand how we can get out of this one. It's really, we have tried so many compositions in the midfield. We played 3 defenders, 2 defenders, 2 strikers, 3 in the front. Nothing seems to kind of pull us out of this slump. And yes, we know what the problems are in a sense, but in another sense, it's kind of nonsensical when you look at it. Like, how can we play equally bad with experience, Ramos, and with youngsters, Pichabu, and it seems like there is no good solutions in a sense. So I'm a bit confused. We're kind of contradicting ourselves always. So I don't know really. Dimitri says it's the mental. Do you think it's all in our heads?
Yeah, it's when you're a human being, there's two things that have to work when you're a football player. You have to show that you can play and you are want to play for the team, but of course the mental game as well. Every time put yourself up on these big scenes. Yeah, I think it's hard to keep it going.
Yeah,
so that's 50% of the problem as well.
But I mean, for example, now Dimitri, I agree with what he's saying. They're not playing for the shirts, they're not playing for personal reasons. But this isn't looking good for their ego. I mean, if you're Neymar and this is how you play, this is a big hit on your ego. Even if you play for your ego is being shattered right now. It's I don't get how we get into this situation. I'm sure Messi, when he played in the World Cup, he played a lot for himself to show, that he can win 1,000 Ballon d'Ors in the World Cup and Copa America. But he did it well, and he could be proud. Now it's not only are you ruining the shirt, but you're ruining your ego. So I really don't get what they're getting at. What ego are they protecting when they play this bad? they just look like fools, you know. Every time we do this, all the players are called like flops, and their ego is just. So yeah, I don't know. Of course, I think ego plays a part, but I don't really know what ego we're talking about. If I perform this poorly at my job, I'm not gonna go home like my ego, you know. No, I'm gonna go home and sit in the dark for a while. It's I don't know. So, but this was my little rant. Do you want to? It had to come out. Do you want to go full-time predictions? Ashraful, kick us off. How do you feel?
After concede 3 goal, right? Full time prediction.
Yeah.
And I still believe in this club, and I still believe on players. So it's my prediction will be 4-3.
4-3? You do believe? Okay, it's beautiful. Oliver.
We will win.
Dimitri says
Yeah.
5-2.
Yeah, I believe.
And you, Oliver?
I think this time I will follow my head instead of my heart. So I think it's gonna be hard to win this game, as I mentioned. So just to minimize the damage, I will go for a draw.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw as well. But I really, really, really hope it's like clean football from now. It's like we get our 2 goals, beautiful, no questions asked, and really no nonsense. And yeah, for me it's a 3-3 draw. I don't think it's gonna be 10-10, or I hope not. So
Dimitri
yeah,
just tips 6-6, so he's still optimistic for a good match. That's good to hear.
1 goal every 10 minutes. Yeah, it would be excellent. No, but I really hope you have a nice second half. I think they're going to come on the pitch anytime now. So enjoy the last half as much as possible. And yeah, we see each other for the next game. And I hope you have a less angry rants from me and more happy moments. See you guys. Bye.
See you.
Okay. Goodbye. Allez Paris.